Hello, viewers, and welcome to the third episode of the NBA, the week that was. The past week of the NBA season was filled with action. Close games, big shots, legends playing for the last time. What a week it was. Without further ado, let's dive into our Sunday matchup between two juggernauts in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks against the Toronto Raptors. Bucks took on the Raptors in Toronto to bring NBA fans a classic. The Bucks took this potential Eastern Conference Finals matchup 104-99. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a monster 19 points, 19 rebounds, and 6 assists effort to lead the way for the Bucks. On the other end, Kawhi Leonard had 20 points and 8 rebounds. For me, Giannis is leading the way in the MVP race right now. The 24-year-old has led the Bucks to a 19-9 record, and he only shows more promise. Yes, LeBron, Kawhi, and Steph are above him in the Kia race to MVP ladder, but I still believe his dunks, Euro steps, and rebounds will lead him to the coveted trophy. Let's go to another classic, which took place on Monday. What an emotional night. The Lakers took on the Heat in Staples Center. The Lakers pulled away 108-105. This was the last time longtime best friends Dwayne Wade and LeBron James took on the court together. Two of the top 15 players in NBA history battled it out, but on the final possession, LeBron locked D. Wade down and Wade was forced to chuck up a contested three. Right as the buzzer sounded, both players hugged it out. All of the NBA community was probably cutting some onions at that time, including me. I was so sad. What an emotional night. These two will go down in history as one of the greatest duos to play with each other. 4 straight finals together, 2 rings together, and 2 absolute beasts leading their team. Let's not stay too sad. Let's move on to Tuesday's game. Tuesday brought us the Rockets against the Blazers in Houston. Houston topped the Blazers 111-104 behind Chef Harden's 29 points. Dame Lillard did have 34 points, but it just wasn't enough. The Rockets and their red-hot offense from last year has just not shown up this year, despite their win. Watching their games, you just don't see that flair and energy the team had last year. They really do not seem like the team who took the Warriors to 7 games last year. Part of this is due to key defensive wings in Luke Mbamute and Trevor Ariza leaving the team. Their 3-and-D style was key for D'Antoni's offense. The Rockets should look to trade some picks if they want to win now. A player that is easily accessible in my mind is Justice Winslow. He can stretch the floor and knock down the three with consistency. The ideal player in my mind is Paul George, but everyone knows that isn't happening anytime soon. On Wednesday, the Celtics took on the Wizards in an overtime thriller. Kyrie Irving had 38 points and 2 back-to-back daggers in John Wall's face. Wall did show up with a 34-point and 13-assist outing, but nothing was stopping Uncle Drew last night, not even one of the best defensive point guards in the league. After a slow start, the Celtics have a 17-11 record and are 8 of their last 10. The Wizards are struggling, but a trade which will be discussed later on might bring some change. But honestly, I'm not too enthusiastic about this trade. In a battle between two outstanding rookies, the Suns beat the Mavs 99-89. Luka Doncic took on DeAndre Ayton in this rookie matchup. Luka played better with 13 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists, but they still lost. As a Hawks fan and a true believer in Trae Young, it hurts me to say that Luka will take home the Rookie of the Year. I said it last week and I'll say it again. He's on another level. Having said that, the Hawks didn't make that big of a mistake trading down for Trae. He isn't playing the best right now, but that first round pick next year could turn into something that will add to the current 9 fans in the Hawks fan base. The Sixers took on the Pacers on ESPN Friday night. The Pacers took the win 113-101. With Oladipo, their star player, only playing his second game back from knee injury, Thaddeus Young stepped up with 26 points and 10 boards and 5 assists. However, on the other end, another young MVP candidate in Joel Embiid had a monster night with 40 points and 21 boards. His offensive abilities are unlimited. He can hit the three or dunk on you. He'll always have a highlight each and every night. He's also a great defender, blocking almost every shot that comes his way. I really commend the Sixers for fighting through their rough times to now being a top team in the East, but they really do need to trade Markelle Fultz. He's not even playing at this point, yet they're still looking for a lottery pick. It amazes me. Come on, guys, trade him for someone who will at least touch the ball and get you some points. On Saturday, the Thunder took on the Clippers. The Thunder took this one 110-104. Paul George went off with 33 points and 7 boards, but the main story of Saturday was off the court and in the front offices of 3 NBA teams. Saturday involved a trade between the Phoenix Suns and the Washington Wizards. Kelly Oubre and Austin Rivers of the Wizards were traded for Trevor Ariza of the Suns. This trade had some major confusion leading up to it. It was actually funny. Initially, the trade was a 3-team trade with the Grizzlies. Trevor Ariza was going to the Wizards, Kelly Oubre was going to the Grizzlies, and Austin Rivers was headed to the Suns. The Suns were also receiving a player named Brooks from the Grizzlies. The trade was moments away from being completed when the Suns realized they were getting finessed. The Suns understood that they were getting Dillon Brooks. However, the Grizzlies were giving them Marshawn Brooks. This misunderstanding removed the Grizzlies from the equation and the trade fell through. That led to the Phoenix Suns and the Wizards making their own trade. Come on, GMs. Clarify who you're trading for. It's quite easy to say the first name of the player you want, right? Well, that wraps up this week's edition of the NBA, the week that was. This week was quite different in the way that it was again shorter and focused less on the stats and more about my opinions on players and other NBA-related news. Again, thank you for your feedback. It is really helpful. Please read the link in the description for my contact info and do follow me on Instagram at the NBA, the week that was. I'll be in a different time zone for the following 2 weeks, so the release of the video might be earlier or later than expected. Otherwise, that's the end of this week's episode. Can't wait to talk to you guys next week. See ya.